Okay, hi everybody. Today I'm gonna make meatballs. And this is a pretty simple recipe that I'm gonna show you right now. In the bowl here, I have 1.5 pounds of meatloaf or meatball mix is what I use. It's ground equal parts is what I use. Ground pork, veal, and ground beef. You can use whatever you like. You can also use ground chuck if you don't want to use pork or veal. That's 80-20 mix. So you put that in the bowl. For every 1 to 2 pounds of eggs, for every 1 to 2 pounds of meat, I use an egg. So 1.5 pounds, I'm using 2 eggs. The next thing I do is add garlic. So I used raw garlic and about 2 cloves for 1.5 pounds. And you're just gonna mince it really well, really small. If you have a garlic press, use that. Okay? And then about 2 tablespoons flat leaf parsley or curly leaf. If you don't have fresh parsley in your refrigerator, don't be afraid to use dry parsley. That's the thing about, these recipes, you can substitute. I'm gonna do salt, ground pepper. Do it to what you like, the pepper amount. This is Vince's blend cheese. This is about 3/4 of a cup. Remember, this is Parmesan, Romano, and Caciocavallo. So I put that in next. All right, so here's the trick. This is what I do next. You can use any kind of bread. I use, this happens to be stale Deloro's bread. I took double this, so 2 pieces, and I soak it in water. A lot of people soak it in milk. You can use white bread, you can use wheat bread, you can use whatever you like. And then what you're gonna do is, you're gonna drain. So you want it to soak, and then you're gonna squeeze it. It's gonna add moisture to your meatballs. And then just add it in to your bowl. Okay, so it's broken up. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this well. I'm gonna add breadcrumbs, but I'm not gonna add the breadcrumbs until I see how it feels with just the bread. And when I do breadcrumbs, I'm doing seasoned Italian breadcrumbs. A lot of people use seasoned panko. You can use gluten. There's a lot of good gluten-free breadcrumbs out there. In that case, if you're gluten-free or gluten intolerant, just use a couple of pieces of gluten bread instead of Italian bread. I think they used bread because they didn't want to waste anything back in the day, and they had it left over and just threw it in. All right, so that bread is mixed in. And basically, I want to tighten up the mix a little bit. So that's where the breadcrumbs come in. This is 1/2 cup. I think I used like 1/3 of that. You don't want a real dry mix. That's the key. I'm gonna put a little bit more in, and then I have enough. So I used half of that, but all right, so it's well blended. You can make them whatever size you like. I'm just gonna make a normal size. What you wanna do is, you wanna pat it down so it's tight, as my nieces, tight. That's what I always say. And then roll it in your hand. I make them all in the into balls, and then I'll fry them up. Okay, that's it, Sam. Okay, so here we have the meatballs in the pan. I've got a real hot pan. I heat it up like a quarter of a cup of olive oil. I choose to use a light olive oil or a vegetable oil. You can use whatever you want. That's what's great about these recipes. If you like the flavor of extra virgin olive oil, go ahead and use it. What you want to do is get a nice hard sear on the meatball. And then you're going to turn it in the pan and let the other side sear up. You can do these in the oven if you're making a lot of them. Sometimes I'll take a cookie sheet or a baking pan, put a little oil or Pam or food release, whatever you want to use, and you're going to have to oil grease the top a little bit of the meat as well. Okay, so you're gonna fry them on both sides. Like I said, if you're doing this amount or a bigger amount, you can bake them in the oven. Just make sure your oven is hot, like 400. On a cookie sheet, you put the raw meatballs with a little oil and then drizzle a little oil on top. So we're turning, these are browned on both sides, and I'm taking them out and I'm putting them on a paper towel. Now, if I was making these at home, I'd be making the sauce that I showed you the other day. By the way, that sauce, a couple of people made comments about the fact that there was no garlic. This is my mom's recipe. She never we put garlic in the meatballs. We didn't put garlic in the sauce. But that's the beauty of all of these recipes. You can do what you want. You want to add onions? Add onions. You want to add garlic to the sauce? A little red wine? Do what you want. This is just a guideline for you. All right, so I'm taking the meatballs out, and then again, you can make a quick marinara, or you can make the sauce here. You don't have to cook these all the way through. And in my cooking class, a lot of people are afraid of this hard sear. When you put them back in the sauce, they're going to soften up and cook completely. So don't be afraid about browning them. You want them a good brown. If you don't want to take the time to make this meatball recipe, or you can make this, and the next time you're coming to Vince's, these are Vince's meatballs that are available in the deli and the freezer section. These are the regular size ones. And then these are great. These little mini meatballs are great for Italian wedding soup. I see lots of people buying these. This is something you can make yourself, but why make them when we make them here for you? So everybody, here's meatballs, and have a great day. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. Go to vincesgourmet.com and put your email in. You'll get all the specials and some recipes. Or if you want the recipes that I'm making, just email me at Donna@vincesgourmet.com. Thanks.